From the Dignity Health Studio at the Bakersfield Californian, this is the Renegade Report with Greg Kerr. Now, here's Greg Kerr.
And welcome to the Renegade Report. I'm Greg Kerr. As I just heard in my ear from the man pushing the buttons, Chris McCullough, our final show of 2014. Of course, we'll be back with some spring sports in 2015, but we are here to talk some fall sports once again. And we got a loaded show. We got wrestling coming in. In fact, they're already here, ready to hit the table, if not the mat. We got women's basketball, men's basketball, and then our producer, Francis Mayer, who's put this entire show together, is going to be in here as well. We'd like to give our thanks once again to Louis Amistoy, who makes it all happen, as we are once again happy to just bring you the entire football season, where the Renegades got off to that 1-4 start and just charged back, never lost the rest of the way, winning the Western State Bowl. And now we are turning to what is the postseason for wrestling, and we are happy to have everybody on board. Let's start off with head coach Brett Clark. How you doing, Brett?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yeah, you got a big weekend coming up.
Yeah, state tournament. We leave today at 1. We got to wrestle Friday, Saturday, try to get some placers.
All right, co-head coach Marky Austin. How you doing, Marky?
Doing good.
All right, get near that microphone if you could. Get closer to the mic. There you go.
Doing great.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
And also Joe Espeo, who you just said he was sweating like Nixon before we came out. I got to tell him, when you got a good line like that, I got to tell it, right? But
right.
Joe, you can reach to the mic. Just say hello at least, man.
How's everybody doing?
There you go. Look at that. Man, with a crooner's voice like that, he should be getting closer to the microphone. He's ready to go. Hey, let me ask you this real quick. If you were, before we even get to the postseason, if you were to describe this season to this point, how would you describe it?
I don't know. Probably challenging in some aspects, but fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been real exciting. First year as a head coach, and Marky's the co-head coach, and just the challenges we've had to see as a head. We didn't see as the assistant coach, and now as a head coach, we're like, oh Jesus, we didn't know this. We had to do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been fun though.
And having said that, though, and I know there's been a challenge with some, forfeits at certain weights and things of that nature, but if it were all easy and you just rolled out the ball, as they say in other sports that have a ball, yours doesn't. But sometimes that maybe you don't appreciate it as much as you do when you have to grind, do you?
Yeah, I think you see the hard work, especially at the end. Especially with all the struggles we had at the beginning of the year. We had some guys that couldn't make weight at the right time. We had some injuries, and now it's coming in. We took 11 guys last week to the regionals, and we qualified 6 of them, and we had a champion. So this is the fun time. This is the easy part right now at the end of the year.
And so, Marky, is when Brett alludes to the fact that you learn some things as a head coach, and man, the things you have to do. What are some of those things that you just said, wow, didn't know I signed up for this, but at the same time maybe makes it rewarding?
We've been in the room for a while now, so we know each other's dynamic. I think one of the toughest things for me learning coming in was the administration part of it. Keeping guys eligible and things like that, which is actually we've done a great job so far, and especially between these two coaches. The ball's rolling.
Yeah.
So those are some
and paperwork.
Fun things.
Yeah. Paperwork.
Paperwork. Oh yeah, definitely.
So Joe, I got to ask you. You got to answer this. Grappling specialist is what it says on there. Tell me, come on, tell me, grappling specialist. You got to get close to the mic. Grappling specialist is
me, I guess. They put on their, what they want. But all in all, assistant wrestling coach is fine.
Yeah.
Grappling specialist, that's the first. So.
Yeah. How about as far as guys? And I probably get a nod of the head from each of you, but most, we talked about this before. Most coaches, when they coach, they quit playing what they played and they're coaching. But you guys, I imagine, still out on the mat, doing what you do with the big guys, with the lower weights. Talk about just the literally hands-on work that you guys do.
Let you answer that one.
Well, yeah, I think we're getting older and we're getting up there in age. So, just the other day I got put on my back and I had to hear it from both these guys. So.
Who did that to you, by the way? Come on, give him credit.
Caesar Luna.
Okay,
Caesar
all right.
Luna
Well, he's a Marine, man. That's okay.
Yeah, that
he took
kid
one for the country.
an athlete and a half.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have a great road coming state championship. So, but with that, we're real competitive. We're all competitive, and we love to stay on the mat, and this is something we've loved to do. So, I mean, you know, when we go in the room and we still roll around early and wrestle around and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just something we've loved and we've done our whole lives.
Are all of you married?
Yes.
Do your wives think
Yeah.
you're nuts?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Every
Yes.
day.
Every day. Every day.
All right, now you got 6 guys going to state.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I hope you have safe travels with the weather. I know you're
Yeah.
trying to get to the coast, so certainly pray for good weather and good travels there. Let's take them one by one, and you can, defer to somebody else if that's somebody they work with more often than you, Brett. But let's start off with Marco Velasquez at 125. Let's talk about him a little bit.
Marco's looking real strong. You know, we've had some issues with him just getting in the lineup and those kind of things, getting his body right. But he's looking strong, and he's coming on. We've had, this week of practice has been kind of a telltale sign for us, and he looks amazing. So he's got a little bit of a road ahead of him. We got a pretty good draw, but his attitude is great, and he's going to do some things. He's going to shake it up there.
I was going to ask you, what's in his way? What's he seated, and what's in his way right now?
He took 5th, I believe, at the
Okay.
region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's got some. He's gonna pull a guy that he's seen before. That he actually was winning that match, and ended up getting caught and pinned. But we've made the adjustments, and he looks hungry. So we're ready to rock and roll with Marco.
Hey, better to lose then and win now.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
The other way around. Puts a little fire in your belly, too, if you see a guy that you lost to, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
any
does.
competitor could say that. I don't care if it's tiddlywinks. If I lost to you, I'm coming at you.
Yep.
Second
Yeah,
time around.
second time
All right,
around.
so Ansarez at 133. What about Ansarez?
Also had a great regional tournament. I mean, he was one of our standout guys at the regional tournament. Won a couple matches in overtime, and has made some strides again. So he's looking really tough. He took 4th place, which actually, again, I mean, throughout this whole thing, we've put ourselves in a really good position to be state placers. So, I mean, he was a bright spot in our lineup, and like anything else, I mean, he's making the push towards the end and is, looking tough.
Yeah. And then we go to Vincent Gomez at 157. What about Vincent?
Vince, once again, is
Which, of course, we all saw in high school and what a
yeah.
job he did.
I'll tell you what, in the room, Vincent is an animal. I mean, just an athlete, and will do the things necessary, to become a champion. We've struggled at the regional tournament a little bit, but the basic point is he's qualified. So, and had a great week of practice, and I think that's kind of the point coming into this state tournament is we've made the adjustments and done the hard work and all that is over now. So we've made the adjustments, and he's ready and poised to shake some things up also.
Now, without naming names, if you guys could address this, do you have some guys who are, and they say in other sports, they're lousy practice players, but they're great once the light's on. And maybe it's the other way around. Some guys are great in practice, and then when the spotlight's on, something happens. Do you have any guys that go one way or the other without naming names? Do you have some that...
I think in the past we've had some guys that were like that, but this year I think these guys, there's not really any guys that they're all pretty good at practice, and they all do really well when the lights come on. No one's going to go run and hide.
You got to like that
That's what I would
consistency.
think, wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right, so let's jump up to 174. Cesar Luna, who's been in here before. What about Cesar?
Caesar, man. Caesar is a guy that everybody should be afraid of. He is a guy that can put you on your back and can end the match quick. So he's, looking through the season, he's put everybody on their back, whether he's the number 1 guy or the number 7 guy. So he's definitely a force to reckon with. It's just, can we get to that 7th minute and get the W? So
when you say he's put everybody on his back, we understand that's coaches included, right?
Yes.
I mean, not me. He hasn't put me on my back. No.
Definitely Coach Austin has experienced that.
Coach Austin.
I haven't lived this down all week.
Hey, come on, man. Gotta give
Even
it
the
to you when we
trainer
have a
saw it.
chance.
Yeah, even our
the
trainer, Mike
saw it?
Medeiros. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, in this world of social media, you're lucky somebody didn't have that on Twitter or something or Instagram and send that puppy out with you on your back. You'd never be able to live that one down. So Caesar, as you mentioned, though, has his season been right across the board? Has he escalated? What's he been doing?
He's been pretty right across the board. He's had to miss a couple tournaments due to his military background.
Right.
Having to go out every week, once a month, I believe. But other than that, no, he's been pretty consistent. He's, he's been at the top at some tournaments and battled everybody. I mean, is it going to be a cakewalk? Not at all. But Caesar's one of the guys that can definitely come home with the state title. So,
Okay, Jack Murphy.
Jack's been number one all year. He's undefeated. We give him a lot of grief because he knows he's number one. And we mess with him, but he's put the work in. He's just an athlete. He's very explosive. He's hard to score on. I don't think he's given up a point this year offensively.
Wow.
And he gets into scrambles, and most guys would get caught where he's athletic enough to get out. He's wrestled the number 2 ranked guy twice and beaten him twice. He's wrestled the number 3 guy, beaten him once or twice. He wrestled the kid this weekend from Cerritos he hadn't wrestled before. He was like the number 5 guy. It was an overtime match. The guy kind of slowed him down, and I think we've made the adjustments. So when we see him again in the finals, we'll be ready for that one.
Yeah, the guy that's number 2, the second time he faced him, do you recall the score of that one? I remember when Jack was in here, he told me about facing him once.
It was an overtime match. The guy was just trying to catch Jack.
He told me that a lot of them are now sort of, they've seen what you got, and they're sort of trying to keep, make it a 1 or 2 point match.
They want to give themselves an opportunity to maybe catch you when you make a mistake, and Jack doesn't make too many mistakes.
Yeah,
that's the good thing.
Yeah, well, if you haven't given up a point all year offensively, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. Jacob Hall at heavyweight. What about Jacob?
You want to take this one or?
Yeah, it don't matter. Jacob, he's
for a guy who didn't want to talk. We got
to go.
That's good. I like that.
Get me started.
Go, Joe. Go.
Jacob Hall, definitely right there with everybody. His record probably doesn't show that, but he's in there. He's losing 1-point matches against the top guys, and it's just little adjustments that we've made over the week that he can overcome stuff like that. So he's another guy that can definitely get to a placing round or even an All-American round for us if he just wrestles smart. So, but as far as toughness, that kid, he puts hands on you, you start seeing stars. So yeah, heavy hands.
Okay,
big strong kid.
Yeah. There you go. You got to love heavy hands when it comes to especially the big fellas. Let me ask you this as we wrap it up. We're going to go over a little bit in this segment, Chris, but not much. That is an overview as the confidence level you have in these 6 that are going to state. How do you feel about this as you guys get ready to go to San Luis?
I'm pretty confident. I think we can come home with 6 medals. That's our goal, and that's what we're going to do. And after this week of practice, I don't see why we shouldn't. I don't know what Marky and Joe think, but
I agree wholeheartedly. These are the 6 guys that These are the 6 guys that we wanted in there. And we couldn't ask for a better group of guys. Hardworking and athletic as anybody.
Yeah.
So
Joe, anything?
6 champions. That's what we're looking for this week.
There you go. Why not? Why not? You guys get territorial when it comes to lower weights, heavier weights in terms of what's going on?
Right now I think we're split, aren't we? 3 and 3.
Yeah.
3 lower weights, 3 upper weights. Yeah. At the end of the tournament, we make sure who's placed. In
coaching wise, I think it's funny because we get spread out because there's so many matches going on at a time. And you'll get one of us upper weights coaches coaching the little weight guys, and and you look and you go, he doesn't roll with him every day. What is he doing with him? But it is. We've all been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't matter the size of the kid or anything. We know what their capabilities are.
Right. Okay. I'm not asking about the current BC roster. I'm just asking about your own history in wrestling. This is just a yes or no question, or even a nod of the head, because this is probably not the most appropriate question in the world, but I'll ask it anyway. You guys ever been in a van war?
No comment.
Yeah. Okay. I think all parties included have been in van wars, except for this guy, because he's smart enough not even to get into that van, much less get in a van war. All right, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk women's basketball. They are off to a great start under head coach Paula Dahl, so we will have that on the other side. See you in a moment.